Hi everyone, my name is Heather and I'm the person behind happypuppytruffles. Today I wanted to share with you guys a fun project where you can just take a basic origami balloon and make a bunch of grapes. I've made a bunch of little ones here, 12 in total, using paper that's about 7 by 7 centimeters. I just happened to have some paper that was a larger sheet from handmade paper from Korea that I used. You could certainly take regular origami paper though and cut it into fourths and get like 7.5 by 7.5, and it would just be a tad bit bigger than this. But what I thought I'd do to kind of just make things kind of fun is to use some of this aluminum wire, because it's always really nice and easy to work with, and we can make some kind of cool little design for everything. So I got some that's in 3 millimeters, which is kind of more for the top base of the stem, and then 1 millimeter, which is for the little connections into each of these individual grapes. I am not sure about the craft world of other countries, but this is stuff that I just got at the 100 yen store. But it's a fun thing to use, and you can kind of goof around with it, and it's pretty flexible. It doesn't require a whole lot of strength to shape it the way that you want. And like I said, I'm just going to kind of start off with a piece here that I want to kind of use as the base of my project here. And I'm not going to even really, I guess I'll cut off a little bit up here at the top. I'm not really sure exactly how big everything is going to be when I'm done, so give myself a little extra room. Obviously, if you have some wire cutters, that works best for this. This is just some needle nose pliers there, and it's so flexible, just kind of like just really smooth, like working with butter practically. It's really nice. So I haven't actually tested this out yet, so I'm kind of doing this as I go along, but what I had in mind was that I would be putting this through here and creating a kind of knot or bend at the other side to kind of help me finish things off. Now, the wire itself doesn't really have that sharp of a point, so I'm just going to go ahead actually and use one of my needles that I've got for getting a hole here, just so that I can get things going. And when you do this, unfortunately, because of the kind of paper I used, it does kind of smush everything down. You want to, keep it from doing that too much. But you just kind of put this wire through both sides and try to poof things out again as much as you can, of course. And then, like I said, I'm just kind of going to take the tip here and try to knot it off a little bit if I can. And I'm just going to take things and, not even worry too much about it being too big right now, because I just, can trim things off later when I'm done. But I just want to create a little knot. And because the wire I'm using is brown, and because it's pretty flexible, I won't need to worry too much about how things look. It kind of looks like the viney part of how grapes look in general. Anyway, so if you just create some kind of an end to it without being too particular, you'll keep it from falling off, and you should then be able to kind of connect it. What I had in mind was doing one right down here at the base, 3 kind of around here, 4, and then 4. So a total of 12, like I said, and not meant to be too complicated or anything really. And you can always trim off the edges as you do things here, depending on what you do with everything. But you could just kind of, I want this particular one here to be pretty close to this bottom part because of where my grape is going to be. You do want to try to be careful, just because you don't want to have your grape break and smush down in any way. So I'm just going to kind of freely connect to these here. So I've got one grape down there at the bottom to be the base of everything. And then I was just going to kind of create 3 little pronged piece here for the next part. See kind of how it goes here, if the way I was imagining it in my brain. I could certainly do one just by itself and then have the other two be from opposite of each other. And I want it to be relatively close to everything down here because I don't want a whole lot of the wire showing if I can help it. And like I said, I'll see how this actually turns out. I'm just going to kind of get this part started. So I've kind of got the 3 prongs there, and then I'll just put more grapes connected to that if I can. So you can see I've got kind of these going here by connecting them, and then I could just sort of adjust the wires around as I do things. I'm just kind of taking stuff here and tying, you could see this, I'm sorry, tying kind of like a loop through here and trying to get it as close to the base as I can. And we want a little bit of extra. You could kind of just play with it, of course, to give yourself little space, and then we can kind of play around with the angle of things of where everything goes here. But get the last one here too. If you wanted, you could also do a more like softer version of this. You could use thread, obviously, or you could use pipe cleaners too if you wanted to do this kind of a project with kids. That can always be fun to do. It could be a little frustrating though. You don't want little hands smashing grapes the whole time. That you want to be careful, of course. It's a little delicate process here to kind of get this going right. But let's see if I can kind of get this going so I can kind of give you guys an idea of how this looks, and then I'll try to finish off the rest. But you can see how we're kind of getting, you know, some of these to start here, and you know, you just kind of play around with the positioning of things to get stuff on here the right way, and try to keep it obviously as secure as you can. So I'll just go ahead and try to finish this off so I can show you guys how it looks when I'm done. So when you're finished, you might have something that kind of looks like this, and you can just have a lot of fun with it, kind of like you do like when poofing out an old Christmas tree, you know, kind of rearrange the way things fall. And I just twisted off the wire there at the top to kind of finish things off a bit. But there's certainly a few different ways you could do this, and depending again on the materials you're using and stuff. And you could certainly make a lot more grapes. I was just kind of limited with time and just made a little small bunch. But you can see the kind of fun you can play with this, doing a lot of different techniques and ways of kind of goofing around with the wire and all that. But just one of many different fun ways you can use origami paper for crafts, of course, and you know, have a fun little project that you get to keep and use for decorating your home or to give somebody as a gift. I'll have some more fun projects like this to share with you guys in the future. Thanks again always so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!